Watch, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. Just over a week ago, beside the corpse of a man that I had just waved goodbye to, it hit me how even at the age of 27 one needs to be on the watch. We do not know when the Lord is going to knock. There are some moving testimonies on YouTube of disasters in the air. Sometimes people survive, or some of them do, while others are lost on the same flight. And one sees that the reactions of a soul at impending death transcends all barriers of faith. Why? It would seem that something supernatural is happening there, as well as natural. Each soul is being given a grace. This is it. I am going now into irreversible silence with my baggage. And it is seen and known intuitively at that point. It's not the same as theoretic thought. It's reality seen in the mind. And in that sense, this is the issue that makes us all equal. Each and every one goes to that point with his baggage. Now, it would seem that each soul is judged specifically. There are definite, specific areas in which we have to perform. And the perfection, the duty of one soul is not that of another. And therefore the judgment is tailor-made. To be specific, the student, should he die in student days, has his duty to have studied well, not to have squandered parents' money, not to have squandered time and talent, but to have been a good student, also good to his friends. There are basic things which also come on our copybook, on the human level. Kindness. And by the way, I pleaded with the Lord that this soul that went into the beyond, propelled in that accident after going into a ditch, into a field, would have been judged mercifully because of his goodness to his sister, who was somewhat handicapped. So may it be. So basic human kindness is always there, in all mankind, as a starting point, an opening point to divine grace. Hardness of heart, even on the human level, repels and deflects any other grace. The Holy Spirit cannot get through into the hard heart. But then the lover will be examined on fidelity to one love. The faithfulness of partners and friends is something which even on the human level matters. Betrayal of trust is awful even on the human level. But we all know it, and therefore we have no excuse when it comes to the judgment. Certain things we all somehow know. Why? The author of the moral law wrote it in indelible ink in the depths of our being. We know certain things because he wrote them there. It's one argument pulled out by C.S. Lewis to show that there is an author there behind us, and every human being points to him deep down. But then the mother of the family has specific duties, and they are specific. Heroic sanctity is to be found in quiet, hidden mothers. One cannot abdicate over the role of the mother in being hugely present, and therefore it may not be noisy or glamorous, but it's there on the copybook. A good mother who did what was asked of her, and not something else, never asked. A father must provide, and he cannot abdicate either over his role of authority, because if he leaves everything to the wife, he's a weak man. He has to educate with all his being, and it's only when the father and the mother practice visibly together that there's any hope that the children will take it seriously. The father has to give the example, if it's to be taken seriously at all. The teacher must deliver the goods, get them through examinations, but not give bad example, bad language. Every profession has its specific role and sanctity, and therefore its examination at the last day. The pastor of souls, whatever ecclesial group he may belong to, will be examined on what he delivered, what he said, how much he cared, who he was serving. There's a big difference between serving ourselves indirectly and serving only Jesus, and serving directly his people in a sacrificial mode for him. That is not glorious. It's far less visible than many things which are and are glorious. But it's what may be the important bit, the individual one-to-one care for each single soul, the care given to the preparation of sermons, the care given to the leading of the people into the cloud of glory which is worship. But then it goes on as one gets into other specific roles. The bishop has his own specific demands. There is a big difference when it comes to judgment between a bishop who has really cared individually for his priests and his people, and had that heart which got through to them. On it goes. In the East, the patriarchs have a huge responsibility for their flock. In the West, cardinals and the Supreme Pontiff have their own specific demands, the which have to be answered. The perfection of one may be sufficient for that one in his role. The perfection of another might be sublimely different. At present, we do not know which way things will go. But there is one thing to remember. The Catholic Church is not only a human institution, and therefore divine permission is there if certain things happen to be observed, happen to be picked up. The Lord needs the Church to be a clear vessel, an unencumbered channel, holy, Catholic and apostolic. And the Lord is interested in his Church. He wants it to be holy, painful though that may be. Beatus servus, quid convenere Dominus, in bene et vigilantem, amendico vobis, super omnia bona sua, constituete.